In the 1960s, the U.S. government was losing a lot of its top secret information, and they couldn't find out how. Well, through a quirk of fate, actually, they found out that it was because the Russians were using psychic spies. Well, everybody had a good laugh over that, but then somebody reminded them, yeah, but they're getting our information. So they wisely decided that if the Russians have it, and if it's working for them, then maybe we'd better look into it. So they formed a contract with a research group at Stanford Research Institute International to find out whether or not intuition can be used for espionage purposes, for spying. Come to find out it can. The researchers at Stanford settled on a methodology called controlled remote viewing, invented by a man named Ingo Swann. They developed it into a viable military application, and once they did, a long series of projects started, which the public now knows as Stargate. I won't go into the history of Stargate. Suffice it to say that we collected intelligence on military leaders, governmental leaders, plans and intentions for the next day of battle, and for such things as finding and rescuing hostages in hostage situations. Anyway, at the end of these projects in 1996, the CIA effectively declassified the fact that the government had been using controlled remote viewers for collecting intelligence. Once that became public knowledge, then the science, which never was, by the way, classified, what became available to the public. When the information became public that the U.S. government had used remote viewers for espionage purposes and that it was scientifically acceptable, psychics of all kinds decided this is scientifically acceptable, and so we're going to start calling what we've always done remote viewing. And immediately out across the internet, you started getting remote viewers of all different kinds who basically had no idea what remote viewing was. Remote viewing is a science, nothing more. Basically, you might use the analogy that if being psychic is a vacation, controlled remote viewing is the car that gets you there. It's not going to give you more scenery once you get there. It's just a tool. It gets your intuitive ability to be put to use in a controlled, organized fashion, and allows you to use what intuitive ability you have. There are a lot of people out on the internet saying that if you take remote viewing courses from them, it'll make you psychic. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's a tool. Whatever psychic ability you have, it will teach you how to use it. A lot of people are surprised at what abilities they do have, but it's a tool. That's all it is. There's no magic. It will not make you psychic. It's a tool, and it's a science. So as you look around the internet for information on remote viewing, it can be very important to remember that things labeled remote viewing may not be scientific at all. It's controlled remote viewing, which is the science developed at Stanford for the U.S. government and for the U.S. military.